Everybody come in, everybody to the party.
Well, hello there, my little wieners, and welcome back to another little episode of the Warframes. And today, as you can see on the screen, we are looking at the newest Warframe, the latest one, Cyte-09, aka Quincy, as you can see on the screen here. And today, we're just going to take a look at where to get him, what you need to build him, how I've been modding him. I asked for help from my Discordians, and they came through, so I'm working on a build there, and then just how much damage this sniper rifle can do. So I left the original Cyte-09 skin on for you to have a look here. Very handsome, but we'll do a little bit of fashion frame later. So my darlings, if this video in any way, shape or form amuses you or helps you, or any of my other videos do the same thing, could you drop me a like, comment and or sub, and come and join the Discord, come and join in all the funsies, my darlings. In the meantime, let's get into it. Now, there are a few ways to get each and every Warframe in this game. I'm not sure if Cyte-09 is on the Duviri circuit at this point. I don't think so. Let me know in the comments if you know. But you can either buy Cyte-09 from the market, there he is on the top left, for the heady heights of 370 platinums, and there are other bundles available if you're feeling flush with plat, but like I said, there are always other ways to get the stuff in the game. You don't have to actually spend the platinums, but if you're a keen trader, you also don't actually have to spend any of your real life money. I'm just saying, I do have a trade video up because, you know, it's good to make some plat, isn't it, now and again. And the other ways you can obtain Cyte-09 is by completing the Hex quest, and that opens up Holvania Mall. The Hex quest is very later on in the game, so you won't have access to it right at the beginning, but don't worry about it, work your way through. Cyte-09 is a good Warframe, but it's not essential to get you through all the rest of the quests, okay? So once you've got to the Hex quest, then it will unlock a little area called Holvania Mall, and that is the Hex Syndicate. And we'll have a quick look now at how you can get the blueprints from the Hex Syndicate. And because I've moved my base of operations to the back rooms, it's literally the back rooms of Holvania Mall. That means I can just tool on out the door and I'm straight at the mall, y'all. I can just go shopping, and this is where the Hex Syndicate resides. Now, you're going to want to do the missions here from the Pompey Sea, or you're going to want to do the bounties. The bounties earn you standing for the Hex Syndicate, and also you can go and find these things in the missions, whether it's bounties or not, pick them up and then trade them with Letty for standing. Obviously, you'll have a standing cap, but you're going to want to work your way up through the Hex Syndicate because you're going to want to unlock the parts for Quincy. Now we're going to head to Amir because, aka Volt, he's the one that's selling us the Cyte-09 components. But as you can see, the main blueprint is also here for 50,000 standing, and you may wonder why. It's given to you once you've completed the Hex quest. So why would we want to buy another one? Because of the helmet. You might want two Cyte-09s. I'm just saying. And then the other components you can buy here for 20,000 standing each. And the other components that you can see, the Holvanian Pitchweave Fragment, Experimental Arc Relays, Techrot Motherboards and Techrot Chittins. Chittins and Effervon samples that can all be found on the Holvania bounties or missions. And I'd like to think you know where to get neural sensors and argon crystals from, right? It's the void for argon crystals only, and neural sensors can be found across the map, but I tend to go to Jupiter. I do the IO Jupiter defense there. Not that I need to, because I've got quite a few now. But there you go. And they all cost 15,000 credits to build in your foundry, and they take 24 hours each to build. And then once you have those three components built, obviously it takes another 72 hours to build your main Warframe, unless you're impatient and you rush it for, I think it's like 50 plat. And the other way you can get your hands on the component blueprints, not the main blueprint, is to come here to do the bounties in the garage. There's a bounty board, and you can earn all sorts of things from doing these bounties, but the Cyte-09 systems, chassis and neuroptics will be in among all of these bounties at some point. And I did quite a few of these bounties already, and not once did Cyte-09 drop. I tried to be patient, but in the end I just had to buy the parts for standing as I ranked up, and it was fine. It took me a while, therefore, to get hold of Cyte-09 because I didn't want to buy him. And yeah, that's why this video's taken a moment to get round to. I mean, I have had so much fun though doing the new mission types here at Holvania. I just love the whole vibe personally. Let me know what you think down in the comments. But there you go, that's how you're going to get your hands on the parts for Cyte-09. So then 72 hours later, I've come to my foundry and finally Cyte-09 is ready to claim. And you do need a spare Warframe slot to claim a Warframe from your foundry, just FYI. And there he is in all his glory. He does actually have, obviously he's got the Gemini skin where you can swap into Quincy, but he also has a different helmet. We'll have a look at those in a moment. But let's look at his abilities. You've got the passive, which is basically Cyte-09 gains practiced aim when he kills an enemy by damaging their weak points, increasing his critical chance against weak points by 1% up to a maximum of 300%, lasting for the entire mission. Critical chance bonus can be added to using mods such as Point Strike. An additional crit chance from Cyte-09's passive can raise the critical tier of his equipped weapon, whatever it may be. And his first ability, Seek. You basically plant an antenna up to 3 maximum and it projects a forward wave scan. Detected enemies take increased weak point damage, and there are specific mods to help as well, and become visible through walls, and weapons gain punch through. So you can basically shoot enemies that are highlighted to your eyes through walls. It's so good. I'll show you later. Oh my god, it's so good. And obviously it increases in range, I think, if you're putting mods in to help with your range. But there's a 10-meter weapon punch through against enemy bodies, and if you choose a good color you can visually see them. I chose a kind of a pinky color. It looked like I literally was shooting them in their brains. I'm going to be honest, it was quite fun. And the second ability, Resupply. Throw 2 elemental ammo packs that instantly refill the active weapons magazine while granting that weapon an additional instance of the selected elemental damage and status effect. Reload clears the effect and sniper rifles gain extra damage. Hold the ability to select the elemental damage type, and oh, it's so good. You can have it up to a maximum of 6 ammo packs once you've leveled up, and it's just, if you know which elements impact which enemies, or if you're trying to do like a night wave kind of thing where you've got to kill X amount of enemies with magnetic whatever, well, oh, it's so damn useful. And his third ability, Evade. Jump backwards and become invisible for a short duration. Killing enemies on their weak points, highlighted by Seek if you recall, those antennas, extends the duration and heals Cyte-09. And it's got a 30-second duration cap. Status that has impacted Cyte-09 is cleansed on cast, and shield recharge delay is bypassed on cast. So basically your shield recharges quicker. Now, I like this ability. It just, for me, it doesn't last long enough, and I'm still not good enough at killing enemies on their weak points to make it last longer, but I'm getting there. And his fourth ability, which we're about to look at, is just, it's bonkers good. And this fourth ability, Neutralize. Summon the Neutralizer, Cyte-09's exalted sniper rifle, the first Warframe to have one. Bullets ricochet off weak points to seek out other nearby weak points. Alt fire lobs a cold grenade that completely freezes enemies, and it has a 10-meter enemy stagger range on cast, and it loses 20% of its damage per ricochet to the enemies. That doesn't matter because the numbers you can get off this exalted sniper rifle are bonkers good. However, if you're an AoE player like myself, you may struggle with this, and in squads it felt kind of pointless because everybody's killing everything so quickly that my aim is so crap that I was just like, they're dead. Okay, I don't need to shoot through the wall, it's fine. But I was just having fun with Cyte-09 solo. Obviously I needed to go in public squads to rank him up quicker, but it was a bit either or, and I found the comments on the wiki page, people were a little bit kind of, it's pointless going in a public squad with him because his third and fourth abilities aren't useful, and his invisibility is kind of iffy if you can't get everything killed quick enough to keep him invisible. And obviously you wouldn't want to use that for kind of spy missions, but let me know in the comments what you're using him for, if so. And let's have a little look at the fashion frame situation. Now, I'm still getting my head around the Gemini skins because it boggles my mind a little bit because of all the attachments and where you've got to go to colour them. It turns out that Quincy's hat is attached to stuff on his bidet as well. So when you change the colour, it kind of changes that too. But I really do like this skin, and I really like that helmet as well. And it's got a kind of like the baddie from the actual quest vibe to it with like the little filter on the side there. I think it's very kind of military, and I really, really dig it. I was gonna buy it, and then I realised, coffee, get a grip. Now, the reason I'm holding back is because I don't actually think I personally will use Cyte-09 very much because of this very precise shot that you need to do. However, we're going to look at the amount of damage that it does, and it is bonkers, and I know that you guys out there will have even higher numbers. and we'll be interested to hear about it in the comments, definitely. So also, if you go into attachments and you find Quincy's hat, you can change the auxiliary attachment that when he goes invisible, you can have different types of invisibility. For evade, that feels different. We've got the semi-cloak and we've got the glow cloak, and it's all to do with how you want to see your Warframe on the screen and obviously how your allies see you. I haven't put these on because you can't have these plus the hat. It feels like you have to choose something. I'm very confused again about how they've segmented the auxiliary attachments, and the hat is very much linked to all of it, and it confuses me because I don't feel like I've got enough personalization options, which I know it makes me sound like a greedy bitch, and I am. I can't help myself. I'm here for the fashion frame among the brutal murdering, obviously. Let me know your thoughts on those Gemini skins though, and how you're navigating your way around the fashion frame. Like the hair, being able to like color the hair yourself is, I don't know why, it just fills me with a certain kind of glee and joy. And just figuring out which colors affect which area of the skin as well. It's a whole thing in itself, you know. You gotta look fabulous while you're murdering things, right? And talking about modding for a moment, I'm glad you asked, because I had to ask in my Discord, because there are so many awesome people in my Discord that are willing at the drop of a hat to help you with a mod configuration, that I turn to them. And Cyte-09 comes with 3 polarities already in. He's got an aura mod polarity, the Magi, which helps put the worthy camaraderie aura mod in there, which is specifically about weak points. And then you have another one, another Magi, which is to help you mod for damage and your ability strength, and also the Vazarin polarity, which helps you mod for defensive health and armor. So when they already put polarities into a Warframe, I sort of pay attention to that and what kind of mods they're kind of hinting that you should put in there. But if you're really stuck, then by all means use this mod configuration, which was donated to us very kindly by our beautiful Anomalous. And he did say that you could use Arcane Rise instead of Arcane Fury. And the Arcane Crepuscular, you get those Arcane specifically from Hex missions. And that's all to do with kind of headshots, weak points, critical chance. And the more crit you can get in for the Exalted Sniper, it's kind of bonkers. I do feel like I need to practice a little bit with this Warframe, but I will show you some of the numbers I was getting. I was kind of like learning where to put my antennae for the Seek ability, and then using the sniper rifle, which I'm kind of rubbish at, especially when you zoom in. It's really hard to see stuff, but if you use a bright enough color, it will highlight them really clearly to you. And that in itself, even if you're not using the Exalted Sniper rifle, it's so easy then to find the enemies. Even I know we have our enemy radars, so you can find them on the map, but oh god, it's so much fun. So there you go. That is the build that I've been working towards. I don't have 5 formers in, just saying right this second, but I'm getting there slowly. And of course we can't ignore the Neutraliser, which is the Exalted Sniper, which is your 4th ability. And I was just looking up at these mods because I had the semi-rifle cannonade and I was like, where the hell did I get this from? Yeah, it turns out that that mod, it drops from Juno Sapper MOAs that are exclusive to the Brutus node on Uranus. It's an Ascension mission, but I had no clue. I literally don't remember getting it. And all of a sudden it's in here, unless it was gifted to me by the devs at some point, maybe possibly. The Spectral Serration, that drops from Hex Syndicate missions, and it was gifted to me by Anomalous because he's crazy and he's in the game getting all this stuff all the time, and he's incredibly generous and kind, so thank you, Anomaly. And Primary Acuity also drops from the Holvania mission, specifically from Skuldra enemies, the Dedicant and the Jaeger, which I love that name, by the way. So there you go, and also that's used about 4 formers to get all the fully fused mods in there. But you could use variations on those mods dependent on what they actually do. So don't feel under pressure to like do these builds right this second. But it's something to work towards. And I'm going to show you the results of that now. I went to a Kuva Fortress Defense solo. The only thing I'm struggling with is Quincy's survivability. Because I can't shoot things quick enough. Because obviously when you're invisible, if you can shoot things quick enough in the weak points, it like keeps topping up your invisibility time, so you don't become visible again, and you need to be invisible really to use the Exalted Sniper rifle in a bunch of enemies, otherwise you are going to get shot at. Like, what I really want is a build where, like, I mean, his shields regen quicker in certain circumstances, and I've put a health arcane on to top up his health, but it still isn't like keeping me alive, even in just a normal Kuva Fortress defense when I'm trying to do solo. And I don't have that problem with other Warframes, so any advice in the comments would be greatly appreciated. And when it comes to companions, I took my Adaza Kavat because that comes with a preset mod, Cat's Eye, which grants up to 60% increased crit chance for 10 seconds to allies within 25 meters every 20 seconds. And I was like, does that include me? I actually can't remember the deets. Anyway, as you can see, I just popped my resupply with Toxin. I don't know why I went with Toxin. I can't remember what the... it does tell you at the beginning of the mission what the Grenera is susceptible to. But as you can see, I've popped out my Seek, my antennae, and I'm just showing that even just with my Latum unincarnate, I could shoot things through other things because it gives you punch through, which is so useful for enemies that are just trying to hide. And as you can see, the Seek, the antenna, is making them glow with my energy color, which is super useful. It's very bright. I went with this color just because I like this color at the moment. It's like a pinky purpley goldy mix, and as you can see, I'm trying to aim. Now it does get better, and obviously there is that kind of is it attenuation? Is that the right word? Where you can increase on the passive your critical whatever it is as the mission progresses. But as you can see, I'm just about to be taken down by the gas, and for some reason I ran back into the cloud. Don't ask me. It's literally this moment that I realised there's gas clouds in this defense. I've never noticed it before. Do you know why? Because all of my other Warframes I use are just, it doesn't bother them. I use very survivable Warframes, which is why I've been struggling a little bit with Quincy, because I've got to get good at the headshots, at the weak point shots, you know? And that felt like pressure. So I'm going to work on it though, because we're going to start seeing some pretty damn big numbers popping up.
Hitting them proper.
And there you go. I mean, I think 9 point something mil was the highest I got on this particular mission. And like I said, I still need to practice this ability, this sniper ability. I'm so freaking useless at keeping it going and keeping the evade running as well. So I just wanted to show it in its kind of rawest state, because I know that there are a lot of really skilled, amazing players out there. And I also know there are a lot of players like me that are just kind of bimbling around and it's just working, you know, there's no real knowledge going into it. Like the modding, I can never get my head around the mods, so I shove mods in. I hope for the best. I understand critical and status, I just don't understand the relationship between the mods, and I never really will, because I just don't, it's not that I don't care, it's just my brain doesn't work like that, and I want to have fun. So if other people tell me, well, put this mod and this mod in and it'll do this, I'm like, well, thank you for that, honey, and it works, you know, so thank you for your help. My beautiful Discordians, they are so endlessly patient, they have all the knowledge, and they just love to know how things work. And I have to say, I just appreciate the heck out of all of them over there. They're so lovely, and it's helped me, it really has. So I'm sort of peripherally learning, that's a word, I'm pretty sure, but at the same time I prefer just to come in and kill things. So the thing I'm struggling with is, for me, Cyte-09 doesn't kill things quick enough for me to what I'm used to. So there is probably no way on this beautiful earth that I'm going to switch to Cyte-09 to be my main Warframe. Just no way. But I'm pretty sure there are going to be occasions within the game, if you can get that sniper rifle critical chance, the highest you can get, you're going to be able to one-shot something incredibly difficult to take down usually in the game. And I know that. I just don't know what that is. So if you do in the comments and you've been using it for such things, please let us know, and I will look into it and maybe create a video with that information in. So I just wanted to say that. Okay, bear with me. And I feel like the most obvious answer is going to be the assassination here on Holvania, the big old tank, and then the super high level version of that, not just the Steel Path version. I haven't got round to that yet, but I will eventually. Isn't it beautiful, by the way? It's autumn now, as Oracle says. How beautiful is it? I love autumn. And they really got that misty morning autumn vibe going on. So I was in literally heaven. So that's a side quest. No. So yeah, usually the place where you get a Warframe is the place where that Warframe excels. That's kind of the rule. I'm not saying you get Cyte-09 from doing the assassination mission, but it's on Holvania. And I feel like Cyte-09's Exalted Sniper Rifle is going to excel at the sort of one-shotting the tank, the tricky bits in that. So again, if you have an experience of that, let us know in the comments. Or come and join the Discord and take me through it, maybe. I'd love to record it and learn from it. Always up for stuff like that, my darlings. In the meantime, I just want to say thank you for watching these videos. I want to reiterate again, even though I have done a lot of guide videos, I am, for Warframe, I am by no means the expert in Warframe. I don't know how a lot of this shit works. I'm just here to have a good time, and I'm also here to bring people kind of together. So if you're experienced and you're patient, that is the key. Feel free to come and join the Discord, because we have a cajillion questions and we have so many knowledgeable, patient people in the Discord that are, like I mentioned, invaluable. And I also want to take this moment to shout out to my YouTube members who have paid their hard-earned money to be able to have access to my videos earlier. Not just Warframe, I've done all sorts of playthroughs like Alien Isolation, I have played Rise of the Tomb Raider all the way through, Subnautica Below Zero, I freaking love that. They're making another Subnautica game, by the way, and it's going to be multiplayer. I'm so excited. I'm doing Shadow the Tomb Raider at the moment. I've just started Dead Space playthrough because I've never played it. It's the remastered version, so it's beautiful, even if it's gory and scary. Love that stuff. And I've played a bit of Scum, DayZ, I've played State of Decay 2, I've played Myst Survival, I've played all sorts of stuff, quirky little games. I've got some coming up as well that are just looking like funsies. So my darlings, go out and check those out. It's just me waffling on a lot of the time. The Warframe videos are a slightly different vibe because I'm trying to get to a point. The rest of it is just me kind of just having fun and chilling out and being the dear sweet coffee that you all know and love, right? Am I right? Come back. Where are you going? Come back. I need your validation. And as I mentioned, I wanted to give a proper little shout out to my YouTube members. Those being the lovely Zyoka Anomalous. He features heavily in this video. Hammy Hamdelf, our lovely Seawolf X UK, Caffeine Encrypted, also known as the most patient man on the planet, the Count, Lumi Light, who's given me many inspirations also for my videos, Cybress, my darling, and Miss Rosie Dover, one of our long-standing Discordians who has worked so hard in her time in Warframe and is just a very solid member. And I can always turn to these people and chat to them in my Discord when, I mean, even if I'm just feeling a bit down in real life, I just have a little chit chat with them and they just cheer me up because they're lovely. And Warframe is just such an awesome community generally. You are more than welcome to come and join the Discord. The link's on my channel. I recommend it. I really do. And we don't just have to talk Warframe over there. We can talk about our pets. We can talk about our food delights. We can talk about other games, whatever you fancy. Or you can just lurk, because I do have some lurkers as well. And that's fine. That's fine. You can lurk. It's okay. I see you. Anyway, my darlings, all that being said, thank you for joining me on this teeny tiny Cyte-09 video. What I was trying to say is I'm not an expert and I'm not advising you how to use him. I'm just bringing your attention to him, having a look at him, and hopefully getting some help in the comments from the people that are more patient and have all the knowledge. And as you can see, I'm having a whale of a time using Zaku on the Holvania missions in the meantime. My darlings, I really do want to say thank you so much for joining me. I really do hope to see you again in the next one, no matter what it may be. But in the meantime, you take care now and goodbye.